I feel you. You had a good weekend.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Mike's gonna show up too.
Oh yeah, Mike talking about Salt-N-Pepa.
He knows a little bit. He's just gonna show up just for entertainment, just to watch.
As if we don't have enough entertainment. You're not gonna tell people how you was in a funky mood this weekend and you wanted to beat niggas up and shit.
I'm over that. I'm not trying
You
to put
over
down
that?
that
Oh,
album
you
I put
over that?
out.
Because you didn't sound like you was.
I don't want to bring it up because I want to get mad again. And it was actually a
Oh
good
boy.
day today.
And then you're gonna get banned again. You know how you do.
Yo,
What's up, Mike?
Mike was good.
hey, what's good, y'all? How y'all doing?
Showing. Showing.
Same.
I'm about to watch this Michael Jackson documentary tonight, though.
But that was good. Yo, you did, I didn't I heard I think that rumor about him doing none of his songs is just a rumor because they never mentioned it in the documentary.
Oh wow.
They only mentioned like some of the unreleased tracks that wasn't featured on the album, but they never said he did none of his songs.
He probably good. He probably did a good amount, though. You never know.
What do you think? Where did you hear that from anyway? That he did 900 songs for the album?
It was a fucking post, in a post I read.
Oh, yeah, they never mentioned that. They had like all this old footage of him in the studio, Quincy and with Paul, and I'm surprised they kept all that stuff, all that outtakes, and like he had like all the written lyrics. They kept all of that stuff, and it was great. Showtime always makes the best documentaries anyway. So
I agree.
Yeah, I need to watch that
you know,
documentary.
yeah. Um, Usher was in it. Maybe Jay, Maxwell, um, the people that worked with the Michael Jackson estate. John Landis, he's in it when he's talking about doing the Thriller video. It was epic. Definitely best album of all time of any genre. I don't think no other album will top that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was when you think of game changers, that is the ultimate game changer for music.
Yeah, I
You
have
know,
to agree.
his
I agree.
fashion. We talked about his fashion. He wanted to step up his fashion. Look for Thriller. It's iconic. Like the fashion, the music, the whole mystique of this man, and no, I can't see how people like again, like I love Off the Wall. I can't see how people say Off the Wall is better than Thriller. You know what I'm saying? Because Thriller is that album that made him who he is now. It wasn't Off the Wall. You know.
Where the party people night and day. That's, I love
And
Yeah,
both.
he was mad, and they talked about he was pissed off that he felt like Off the Wall was great, and he was pissed off that he didn't win any awards for Off the Wall. So he said, you know what? The next time out, I'm gonna make sure that I win every category with Thriller, and that's what he did. You know,
He was determined.
he was determined. He was mad. He was angry, and that's how he approached the album. He went into the studio recording it, angry because he missed out on who in this album right now even has that hunger and that desire to surpass their last album. You know what I'm saying? There's no artist I can think of that does that consistently.
Right.
We had Jay, we had Nas, you know what I'm saying? We had Buster. But in this era right now, there's no artist that has that hunger and desire like Michael did.
I didn't even want to hear it.
You know what I'm saying? Where he was like it reminded me of like remember when Kanye lost when he lost for was it College Dropout? He was angry at the Grammys that he lost.
Yeah.
it reminded me of when Kanye lost. So Michael was that confident that Off the Wall was gonna win all those Grammys, and he didn't get none of that. And he went into recording Thriller angry, and that's the type of desire and hunger that's missing from music now in this day and age.
You ain't lying about that.
You know, some
Nah,
people they get happy just winning like album of the year, and then you'll hear from them again. You know what I'm saying? They rest on their laurels, and Michael every album tried to surpass his last project.
that's
You know what I'm
because
saying?
most
Like
of
they have footage of him in the studio completing Thriller, and he was already looking forward to doing bad. Like that's how focused he was. Like he finished Thriller and it was successful, and he was already looking forward to starting work on the next album. You don't see that nowadays.
that's because most of the artists nowadays it's just to me, in my opinion, like
Mhm.
some of the albums they produce quick cash grabs. That's it. They don't put no
Yeah,
heart and soul into it. And then too with
right.
Michael Jackson, that was Michael Jackson. That he dominated the late '70s, '80s, and '90s. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So
he did.
it's like it was different. It was a time where almost anything he put out, it was ahead of its time. Like even Thriller was
Yes,
ahead of its time.
definitely,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? So he was hungry. Like all them albums he came out with, the music videos, ahead of its
Hmm.
time. He was hungry. You don't see
Right,
that, like you said, you don't see that nowadays because they're not hungry like that. You know, it's just a quick cash grab. Let's hope it's like a product. You just send it
right,
out and market and hope for the best.
right. And everybody's is doing what the next person is doing, and Michael already had a plan in his head, like yo, like this is gonna be my mainstream album. I'm gonna need Paul McCartney on this. I'm gonna need Vincent Price on this. I'm gonna need Eddie Van Halen on this. Rest in peace. He already had a plan to make this album huge compared to Off the Wall. You know what I'm saying? And it's different from any. He was different in general from anybody else at that time. Different from Madonna, different from Prince, different from Cyndi Lauper. Anybody that was out in the '80s and '90s, he was different, and that's why this man is the greatest artist of all time because he was never trying to copy what everybody else was doing. If you was going left, he was going right.
Exactly.
He was going in a different direction with everything, whether it was his fashion, his singing, the music. Times they would ridicule Michael Jackson for what he spent his money on. Oh, he bought elephant bones and he bought this and like you know what I'm saying the chamber and all this shit. They were ridiculing him about everything. You know what I'm saying? And this man is the greatest of all time. Like out of all the deaths that we had, that's the one that hurt the most. Like it was bad when Biggie passed away and Aaliyah, but Michael hurt me the most because that was my introduction to music. You know what I'm saying? And this there will always be a void in music when because he's no longer here. It's not something that Chris Brown or Usher can fill. They can't fill those shoes. Beyonce
Not
can't
even
fill those
close.
shoes.
Not even close. There's just no compare. You can't. There's no comparison.
No, no, not at all.
I mean, it kills me when people say, "Oh, Drake's the new king of pop and shit."
Nah, not even.
I'm like,
He gotta be universally loved by everybody, like even the casual fan. Like Michael, everybody knew Michael. You know what I'm saying? Your grandparents knew who Michael Jackson was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Drake is no comparison. Like, not everybody like Drake.
Drake, half the time he talks through his songs. He's not even
Yeah,
actually singing.
yeah.
What what
It's
what
no
is that?
comparison. There's no
What?
comparison.
No.
You know,
And
Mike
half the time, like,
Michael could stand on stage for like 15 minutes and not say anything, not do anything, and people like literally faint and fall out just by the sight of this guy. Nobody's doing that for Drake. You know what I'm saying? There's no grown woman that's passing out for Drake.
Exactly.
well, Aubrey, Aubrey is not a singer. He's just he like I said, and I'm gonna say this again. When he covered "Stay Alive," that was a wrap for me. I can't. I'm sorry. You don't. Like you just murdered a classic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're like stay. You're not even putting no effort into it.
It's already been done. Like Wyclef already sampled it. He made it a hit record again. Like, why would you even want to go there?
Now I like Wyclef's version. I will say that,
Yeah.
but Drake's version, no. Why?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone's saying that's original. They ain't never heard that
What
joint before.
what's original? They never heard the song?
Right.
Y'all better check Saturday Night Fever. Classic soundtrack. That's the original to me. I don't see what Drake did so original.
Nothing.
You know.
Well, if you need a song to fall asleep to, listen to that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Shoot,
I agree.
kill the Insomniacs. Listen to that.
It's crazy.
I'm about to start in about 3 more minutes. Try, you got this album?
Yes.
All right.
I thought you had it.
No, I never had. I think I bought that for you.
I thought you no, I thought you had it for yourself though.
No, not yet.
No?
Not yet. I'm gonna get it soon. Don't worry about it. And MJ selling records without social media, of course.
Yeah.
Y'all let social media dictate your lives.
When we had to like actually stand in line for Michael. I stood in line for Dangerous when that came out. There was a line for that. You know what I'm saying? Like Thanksgiving week, Thanksgiving week in '91, like there was a line at the record store for Dangerous when that dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas had to stand in line at a record store for albums. It wasn't no Amazon back then and Discogs and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's how it was. That's when you was a real fan, like when you willing to stay in line for an artist, you know.
Exactly. Y'all know nothing about standing in lines and
Nah.
shit.
They got Bandcamp and shit like that. There was no Bandcamp back in '91, you know.
Shit, niggas had to cut the line sometimes just to get what they want. Y'all don't know nothing about
Man.
that.
And yo, there'll be fights in the line, like, yo, you took my spot.
Like, hey man, what's wrong?
Unless you came with friends, you couldn't skip no line to buy a record. An important one at that. Like, nah, they wasn't playing that shit. Because people looking to go
Hey, man,
home,
what's
they coming from work straight to the record store. They want to go home with their new album, and they wasn't playing. That don't let it be summertime. Like if it's like 100 degrees, and you standing on the line, and the record store got no AC, man,
You gonna look like Radio Raheem.
bro. I remember it was a heat wave in New York when Justin came out with a Future Sex, and I stood on line for
Who?
that at General Music World, and yo, a line, bro. It was people were pissed off. No AC in
You
the whole record store, and it was like a long ass line like out the block, and everybody's buying the Justin album. It was crazy.
you stood in line for Justin Timberlake
I stood
album?
online for Justin Timberlake. Yes, I stood online.
I feel it.
I stood on yo. I got stories for. There's many albums I stood online for. Mecca and the Soul Brother, Justin album, Dangerous, all that.
Wow.
So I feel it.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm ready to start whenever you guys are.
Let's go.
Yep.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely, lovely, lovely Sunday? This your boy Reg in the building. I got my excuse me. I got my homeboy Tribe with me. I got Mike here as a special guest.
Yo.
All right. Before we start, we gotta do our on this day in hip hop. And 'tis the season to be jolly. On December 3rd, 1996, Death Row Records came out with their Christmas and Death Row album. This album came out around like the last of the golden age, if you ask me, because around this time Dr. Dre had left, you know what I'm saying? Tupac had passed away, and then you had Snoop Dogg, who had dropped the motherfucking Dogfather, which wasn't really commercially as successful. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, this was like, in my opinion, the last great album. Well, no, I take that back. This album and Daz's album that came out in like '98 were the last great albums, which I need to get my hands on Daz's album, but that goes for a stupid amount of money. They really did this album like as like a charity album and whatnot too, you know what I'm saying? Because at that time, the whole the whole East Coast West Coast was still riding high, and they want to do something a bit more calmer and everything like that. This album was best known for songs like Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto. That's with Snoop, Daz, Trey D, Badass, and Nate Dogg. I love that record. Nice usage of that Isaac Hayes sample. Christmas song with Danny Boy was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might be surprised, but they actually did drop a Christmas album. You know what I'm saying? It's actually a very dope album, to be real with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got this on vinyl, as you can see. I would highly recommend it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hip hop Christmas album, which you had hip hop Christmas songs like Run DMC Christmas and Hollis, Curtis Blow Christmas rapping, but we never actually had a Christmas album from a hip hop wise. But you guys have any memories of this album?
Well, I mean, we did a review on that. What was it, like last year we did that? And
Yeah,
it was great. I think Danny Boy to me was the MVP of that album. He had a lot of great songs on there. It's a shame his album never came out on Death Row. And like you said, like we never had like a hip hop Christmas album. We had singles, Curtis Blow and Run DMC and people like that. But like to have like a full Death Row Christmas album was have Snoop Dogg was on that, and it was great. Definitely a classic Christmas album.
definitely. You have any memories of this album, Mike?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know that was even an album. I did not know that. I'm gonna be real with you.
Understandable. Yeah, like I said, this was post All Eyes on Me, post Don Cluminati. So a lot of albums around that time kind of got sidelined and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I need to get my hands on Daz's album. Definitely need to get my hands on that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Now to the main event. The album that we are going to talk about tonight is Salt-N-Pepa with their fourth studio album, Very Necessary.
Yes.
This album came out on October 12th, 1993 on Next Plateau under London Records. You know what I'm saying? By this time, you guys should know who Salt-N-Pepa are. You know what I'm saying? We just already talked about the Hot Cool and Vicious album, which is the first album. We talked about Very Necessary, which is the second album. And then we talked about Very Necessary, which is the third album. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the second album, Assault with a Deadly Pepper, which that's an album that, believe it or not, it's growing on me because I was not really the biggest fan of the album. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's still not one of my favorite albums though, but y'all can check that review out. We also did Black Magic last week, which that's actually my favorite Salt-N-Pepa album, and the only album from them I do have in my collection, surprisingly. And for all my Herbie fans, we did talk about this compilation, The House That Herbie Built. I only talked about that one because it had my favorite Salt-N-Pepa song, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? So,
This is crazy.
yeah. So what?
Say that's crazy.
I mean, I'm honest.
Yep.
I'm motherfucking honest and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So now we're going to talk about Very Necessary. To me, their second best album. I'm just going to spoil that out for you right now. And it's actually the last album to feature writing and production from Herbie too. Believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was already kind of being phased out around this time too. Singles this album was unknown for are Shoot, What a Man, None of Your Business, and Heaven and Hell. This album was produced by Herbie Lubbock Azor, Steve Azor, Pepper, Salt-N-Pepa did production, DJ Wynn, Spinderella, Tommy DJ Grand Shannon, We Dog Inc. Guest appearances include En Vogue, Styles, um, hold on. Big Twan Lover, you know what I'm saying, which I'll get more into that in a minute. So yeah. So after the release of Black Magic, you know what I'm saying, they'll become like very popular and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? They were becoming like more of a household name. They had dropped the greatest hits album called A Blitz of Salt-N-Pepa hits, which that was actually like a remix album where they just remixed a couple of their singles and everything like that too. And then they also appeared in the movie Stay Tuned, where they performed the song Start Me Up, which that's actually on the international version of the Very Necessary album and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Also around this time, Pepper started dating Naughty by Nature frontman Tretch. You know what I'm saying? Because like I mentioned in Black Magic, she had her first child and everything like that too. So around this time she started dating Tretch, and they were dating on and off for a couple of years before they actually got married in 1999. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And then while they were working on this album right here, you know what I'm saying, they definitely wanted like more control, like again, more control over the music and everything like that too. And you know, with this album, they definitely started pushing more of like the female empowerment, the sexual nature of the album without being too raunchy. You know what I'm saying? Because this might actually be their raunchiest album up to date.
Yep.
But don't think raunchy like you listen to like a female rapper today, like, you know, I'm Sexy Red, or any of them girls like that. And this album also gave them history because they were actually the first female rap act, solo, or group to have a multi-platinum album. You know what I'm saying? Because they were already at gold and platinum, and now they got multi-platinum albums and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to Salt-N-Pepa. Oh, also I forgot to mention, Salt actually appeared on the movie Who's the Man, the Dr. Dre and Ed Lover movie. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty funny movie and shit like that too. I'm not really the biggest fan of that, but it is what it is.
I think she played Ed Lover's girlfriend.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played Ed Lover's girlfriend and shit like that. So yeah, man. I think that's all I have to say on this record for right now. I know Try already showed the album cover and the booklet.
Oh, the album cover. It's great.
Yeah, the album, that's actually my favorite album cover they've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Give me one quick thing. Let me fix my light. I was looking for my phone charge and I found that shit. I thought I had to go back to my car for a minute. Thank God. All right. like I said before, now that we got into it, this album has 13 tracks. We're gonna get started with the first track called "Groove Me." This is a very interesting track. They actually started it off like with a reggae song, and like I said before, in the Hot Cool and Vicious album, is that Pepper is Jamaican and everything like that too. So she actually has Jamaican in her and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So this one, this was a pretty interesting song. I felt like Pepper definitely did a thing on this one. She definitely stole the show. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have started the album off with this song though, but
Right.
it's not a bad song.
It was cool. Something different from them. I wouldn't have started off the album with this though, and it sounded like the Terror Fabulous song. Um, was it
Yes.
the action song? That was a huge hit when that
Yeah.
came out, and it sounded too much like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you hear it and you hear that one, you could say like, "Yo, like this is like a remix or something to that song." You know what I mean? But now if they had gotten Terror Fabulous and Nadine on the song, then that would have been good too. But it sounded too similar to that dancehall hit, and I just don't think it should have been the starting track on the album. But it was something different for them, and Pepper is Jamaican, and I think it was good that they paid homage to her roots.
Definitely. Because around that time too, there was like a lot of hip hop acts that was doing like those dancehall kind of songs, and they try to make a similar beat
Yeah.
like that. Like Run DMC, for instance, when they did
Oh God,
Down with the
that
King.
flex, that shit was bad,
In
boy.
my opinion, that's an overrated album.
Overrated. I don't think it's good. I mean, except for that though, Down with the King joint. They were doing
No,
too much on that album.
there are a lot of fans that really love that album, like more than Tougher Than Leather. I'm like, what?
Nah, fuck no. That's it. Don't
No,
even. It don't even. I think Back from Hell was better than that. And,
I
and
agree.
that
I'm
they
not,
got
I'm not even a big Back to Hell, Back to Hell fan like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, there might be like 3 songs on there on Down with the King that I like, but when they were trying to rhyme over that Mad Cobra beat, I'm like, who told them to do this?
exactly.
Who told them to do that? Like y'all don't sound good on that.
The,
You
al- the
know,
album cover alone, man. I'm like, come on now.
album cover was great. I think it's an iconic. With the 3 of them, standing side by side, just all in black with the bullheads. That was
They
their
look
new
like
look at that
that.
time when they were coming back. I loved it, but the album itself was not good.
Respect.
Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. Q Crown Royal was even. It's like they just had I hate to say, it, but they had one of the worst declines in hip hop.
They did.
As influential as they are,
They
they
did.
had one of the worst declines in hip hop.
Their classic stuff is in the like I love 80s Run DMC, Rock Box, King of Rock, Walk This Way, Raising Hell.
Who's house?
You know what I mean? Their
Yeah.
80s shit is the best. But once the 90s came, they took a nosedive. And we've
I
seen that with artists where 80s LL and 90s LL was the best of his career. 2000s come, he took a nosedive. He hasn't recovered.
I strongly
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you about the LL because once Phenomenon came out, it was just like, oh yeah,
That was the start.
okay.
it was
No,
the beginning.
go ahead.
All right. Next song we got is "No One Does It Better." Now this is one I felt like should have started off the album. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much a song. It's like a pretty sexual song with an R&B feel to it. Definitely reminds me of something Heavy D would have done. The beat kind of reminds me of something Heavy D would have done for nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy because Salt was talking about how she likes to have like a side chick and everything in her verse, and I feel like she definitely stole the show on this one. I love the beat by Herbie. That's actually one of Herbie's better beats too. You know what I'm saying? So I like this one.
This was cool. It is R&B ish. They were getting a little bit freaky on this song. I don't
Oh
feel
yeah.
like it's Herbie's best beats ever. I don't think it's one of his best beats, but um it was different, you know. It was definitely there's a lot of R&B type of tracks on this album, you know, and it's something that they didn't do with their other albums, but they went more R&B on this album.
Well, I feel like they kind of flirted with the R&B sound because
Right.
they did some New Jack Swing ish songs on Black Magic too. So,
Yeah.
but with New Jack Swing being passe, like by 1993, they kind of had to mature their sound a little bit. You know what I'm
But
saying?
was
So,
it really though? I mean, I don't think it died. I think it was hot, and then it went away for a split second, and then it came back. You know what I'm saying? So it never really died in the '90s. Like it came back. You know, Black Sheep came out, and they blew up, and Bobby his last good album in '92, and you know what I'm saying. So like hip hop soul took over, but you still had New Jack. It just took maybe I want to say like a year or two break, and then it came back strong again.
right. But even there's some people who even say like Blackstreet's Joy album was like the Joy song was like one of the last New Jack Swing songs too. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Because by '95, Teddy Riley wasn't only doing like those New Jack Swing kind of beats like that no more.
Right.
Because
Right. He's
because
in like
would you call like No Diggity like a New Jack
yeah.
Swing song?
Yes. That whole Black Street second album, Another Level, was New Jack Swing. That's why I say like it came back with them. You know what I'm saying? And we saw a resurgence, but then it like that's when it started to. After that, it started to fade off or whatever.
True. I feel you on that. Give me 1 second. All right. So after that song, we got the song "Somebody's Getting on My Nerves." So I talked about this song when I did a Why the Beef episode because this is like a response. Well, they threw some shots at Roxanne Shante. So if you guys should know, Roxanne Shante did a song called Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? Where she pretty much went after all the female rappers like Queen Latifah, Salt-N-Pepa, MC Light, Yo Yo, and so on and so on. I did a whole episode on that. Y'all can go check that out. I highly recommend it. So all those rappers kind of responded to Roxanne Shante and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, with this song right here, they threw some shots at mostly on the first verse. Salt said some shit like, "Hold on." So you better check my record. Better yet, bum. My name is too big for a record. Check my platinum album. It's not meant for you to do. You even sound whack when you try to check the mic. 1 2 1 2. But wait, I'm not through. How you live saying old rhymes trying to get new? You don't work like the two to make hip hop so you can talk until your big sucking lips pop. You know what I'm saying? So they just mostly just threw shots at her on the first verse. And Pepper, she's mostly talking about like a guy on her verse and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like I said, I feel like Saul definitely did a thing on this one, but in comparison to all the other Roxanne Shante responses, this might be my least favorite one. Not saying it's bad, but I just felt like people like Queen Latifah and Light kind of went a bit harder. You know what I'm saying? But y'all should definitely check this track out. It is definitely gives a vintage Salt-N-Pepa like when they did like the Showstopper song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. They were definitely angry on this record, and they were getting at people, and this was like a hardcore track for them. Like the beat was real hardcore, and you know, props to them for like not letting like Roxanne was wilding. I think Roxanne was just going on and dissing everybody that was better than her. MC Light to me is the best female MC all time, and I don't think Roxanne wanted to battle MC Light even back then. You know what I'm saying? And then you throw a shot at Salt-N-Pepa, which is like they got it lyrically. They always had it, and I didn't pay I didn't pay attention to the Roxanne beef because she was just going at everybody, and a lot of that was just too much for her to handle. So, but this is definitely a great response record. BJ was good.
Hey, what's up, BJ? How you doing? Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like Roxanne Shante, but she had like a lot of guts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Next track is "What a Man" featuring En Vogue. Now, if you ask a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, this might be their signature track. I'm not mad about that. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely a classic hip hop's R&B song. One of the prominent hip hop R&B collaborations of all time. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me. This song does have like a lot of story to it, so just bear with me. So pretty much the song was like a cover of another song by a soul singer by the name of Linda Lindell. She was like a blue-eyed soul singer that was signed to Stax Records. So she pretty much came out with this song titled "What a Man" back in 1968. Song was a moderate success, but at the same time, the KKK got involved and they pretty much threatened her because she was a white soul singer doing work with black soul singers and black musicians. So this scared her. So that means that she stopped actually performing and recording music for a good amount of years. Fast forward to 1993, you know what I'm saying? Salt-N-Pepa pretty much found this record and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? And Herbie Dunn wrote the lyrics to this song with Salt, by the way. And they remade the song. They paid homage to Linda Lindell, and Linda Lindell was so honored that she actually started making music again because of the success of this song. You know what I'm saying? So that's very dope story right there. Also, too, this song definitely, like I said before, it's definitely one of the first rap R&B collaborations and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows this song too. I mean, this song was so big. Minnie Mouse, they did a version with Minnie Mouse. Yes, Minnie Mouse did a whole version called "What a Man." When
Oh,
Disney came out with that hip hop album and stuff like that too.
Only Reg would know shit like this. You got it right.
wow.
I'm pretty sure you bought it.
I don't. I
You
don't.
don't have it? Wow.
No, I don't. I
You
don't
got the
got it.
Simpsons. You got the Simpsons album or some shit?
Not yet. Not yet.
Right?
Wow. I didn't know
But
that.
yeah. Like I said, very funny song and shit like that too. But also another thing too, the music video, very dope music video as well too. But the music video also caused some controversy because the fact that when the music video was released in like '94, they had appearances from like Tupac and Tretch from Naughty by Nature. However, you know what I'm saying, they actually had to do another video where they cut Tupac off the video and stuff like that too. Because if you watch closely, they have the back of Tupac's head, and Salt, like Salt was like holding her and stuff like that too. And pretty much I think they did that because at the time, Pac was caught up in that whole sexual abuse case and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much it kind of hurt Pac because Pac was very down with Salt-N-Pepa and shit like that too. So yeah, man, that was pretty much
And Salt has said that there was beef on the set with her man. Her man was on the set when Pac was like all over her.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she had like an issue. He had an issue with that too.
Yep, that was an issue too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But overall, I'm gonna be real with you. I felt like Spinderella had the best verse. This might be my favorite Spinderella verse on any Salt-N-Pepa song. Like so many iconic lines where she was like, "Got you open like a excuse me, got you open like a 7-Eleven and stuff like that too." And yes, it's me that I'm not gonna read all that shit because it will sound weird coming from me. But you guys should just listen to that third verse. Finally, the song was also nominated for a Grammy Award for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group, but it lost to Boyz II Men "I'll Make Love to You," which who was beating Boyz II Men at that time.
Right.
Other nominees were Sade's "Please Send Me Someone to Love," you know what I'm saying? Yeah, "Take Six," "Biggest Part of Me," and BB and CC, if anything ever happened to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if What a Man was actually nominated for rap performance by duo or group, it would most definitely have won that. You know what I'm saying? But they won a Grammy for this record for a song, though, but we'll get more into that later on. So
Mhm.
that's what I would say about What a Man. Sorry if I took a bit too long on that.
This is a classic record. I remember the Grammy performance with En Vogue and the Saturday Night Live performance with En Vogue. And it seemed like anytime they performed the song, En Vogue was always there with them. And this is like the
Yeah,
core for En Vogue. Like they still had Dawn, they still had Maxine, and I like the video. The video version is different because it's more
yes,
beat to it compared to the album version. So the video version to me is my favorite, but just in general, having both Salt-N-Pepa and En Vogue, and it was like a ode to like good men, like them, showing hip hop that there are good men still left in the world, and it was like an ode to them. You know what I'm saying? It was like paying homage to them, and the video was great. You also had you had Pepper's firstborn son at the time. He was like, I think he was like 3. He was also in the video. And it's just a classic record. Spinnerella did her thing, Salt Pepper did they thing, and it was great. We got it when we do these reviews for like female MCs. We gotta bring a female on so that she can recite her favorite lines. So I'm gonna have to like bring on like a female hip hop head with us too. If it's not Ashley, and if Ashley not available, then I'll bring somebody else on for us.
definitely. Hell, even Lashia too and shit like that.
Yeah, even this year, I should Lashia should have been. I know she's depressed that her Eagles got their ass whipped by the Niners. I don't expect her to be
Wow.
here tonight. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that.
Wow.
You know,
I mean, I thought for a second, I thought the Eagles, I thought they were gonna win that, but
yeah,
49ers, oh
they
my
they thought
God.
so too until they looked at the score. Like, oh
Come on,
damn,
talk, talk.
Well, of course, I mean you got McCaffrey as your running back. He's damn near unstoppable
I'm
almost.
saying, yeah, but
He,
if you look at the Niners, that's really they best running back on the roster. Eagles got 2 good running backs.
right.
You know what I'm saying? They got Swift and they got Gainesville, his name is, and hey, that's payback for what happened to the Niners last year. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Next track we got is None of Your Business. So remember when I said that they won a Grammy for this album?
yeah,
This was a song that they won a Grammy for.
I was surprised
None of
too.
Your Business. Yes, and it's kind of a controversial song, but we'll get more into that in a minute. So they won a Grammy Award for Best Rap Performed by a Duo or Group, which I'm not gonna hold you. I have nothing against the song. I have nothing against the song. But yet you had other nominees like Arrested Development, Ease My Mind, which I was surprised because that came from their second album, the Zigamazoo album, whatever you call that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Zingalama
Which
Doomy.
I'm not gonna hold you. That album has some heat though. It's not touching their first album, but it has some heat though. But it was a bit too preachy. Cypress Hill, I Ain't Going Down Like That, which again, that was from Black Sunday. I was surprised Insane in the Brain was not nominated. Well, Insane in the Brain was nominated for 1994. Excuse me.
Right.
Not Heavy D and the Boys, Nothing But Love. That was a big song. We recently talked about that album recently. Warren G and Nate Dogg, Regulate, another very big song.
Yeah.
Again, Salt-N-Pepa, None of Your Business. This was probably the most sexual explicit song that they came out with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? This was kind of controversial because, excuse me, they actually, if you guys remember watching the Salt-N-Pepa movie, they performed this song at the Essence Awards, and the Essence Awards was kind of like very prestige and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of got some flack, and even Salt years later didn't really fuck with this song because she felt like it was a bit too sexual even for them. Just paraphrasing what she said. And this is definitely one of the reasons why she definitely wanted to change up the sound once we get to the brand new album, which we're going to talk about that next week and everything too. So this is actually a very dope song. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cite any lyrics, so y'all can read them for yourself.
I thought it was a dope record. I was surprised that it got nominated because I mean I'm looking at songs like Troop. I'm looking at Waterman. I think those could have been nominated instead. But None of Your Business was dope. I remember I bought the single. The Maxi single had like different remixes. There's a rock remix done by DJ Muggs for this song
Yeah,
on the
yes,
Maxi single. There's a the B side was Heaven or Hell, and it has a dancehall raga mix for Heaven or Hell on that
yes,
single. But I thought it was a dope record. They're basically telling people to mind their business and stay out of other people's affairs and if she want to be a freaking and tell it on the weekend, it's none of your business. And I liked it. I thought it was a dope record.
definitely a very dope record and shit like that. And it's like they did not have to be like crazy sexual and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? They were just
Right.
being themselves and stuff like that, just keeping the buck. Like they just want to have fun once in a while. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next track is called Step. Very dope song. This is actually my second favorite song on this album. It was produced by Spinderella. You know what I'm saying? And she even started it off. Definitely set it off right and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, yeah. This one right here, they definitely went a little grimy on this one and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, love this joint.
It was cool. It had a old, it had a vintage sound to it with the beat and the pianos, and it was alright.
I feel you on that. Now, my favorite song on this album. Hey, hey, I wanna shoot, baby, do that. My second favorite Salt and Pepper song. Period. This song right here, I'm not gonna hold you. This one right here, I never get tired of listening to this. It's a
Right.
banger. The video was dope. They all went in on this one right here and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where do I even begin? Where do I even begin with this one right here? You know what I'm saying? Love the sample of the sweet inspiration sample that they use for that one and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I love the way how Pepper started off like here I go, here I go, here I go again. You know what I'm saying? Like she definitely did a thing on this one. Little trivia about the song though. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but this originally was supposed to have Grand Poobah from what I looked up. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? But they had a Grand Poobah had an incident where he wanted to get paid, I think, up front, and pretty much he backed out of the track. But
Mm.
they got like this motherfucker who tried to do his best Grand Poobah impersonation and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You know, motherfucker was like, S and the P want to get with me, cool, but I wicked G hit skin. That's like the only part of the song I don't really care for. You know what I'm
right,
saying? But
right.
it is what it is. I feel like Salt, Pepper, and even Spinderella definitely did their thing on this one too. They actually have a remix with a beat made by Guru, where she pretty much stripped down the original beat though. I wish he would have dropped the verse on that track though, but he only did a production on shit too, so it is what
Wow.
it is. But yeah, man, they actually it's actually on the 30th anniversary edition of Very Necessary, which they recently re-released the album on streaming, so y'all should check it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this one right here is a very dope track. It's a hip hop classic if you ask me.
This was great. And this came out in the summer of '93 that year, and they on the Coney Island beach. They in their swimsuits looking sexy, and it was very flirtatious. A flirtatious song. They were horny, and they were looking they best on in this video. I think this is one of the sexiest videos they ever did. Like all
I
three of them were looking hot. You had the Grand Poobah wannabe rapping on there, and like to me this should have been nominated for Grammy over None
I
of Your
agree.
Business. But this was a huge hit for them when that came out, and it was just a great record, and they wasn't shy about what it is that how they felt and what they wanted, and that's what I always loved about Salt and Pepper. And this was definitely a classic record, man. This is one of my favorite, records from them. And everybody did their thing, Now I would have loved to hear Grand Poopa over there. 'Cause I think Grand Poopa fit this. Like he was, his whole style. He had that smooth style for the women, and he was still lyrical, and this would have been a perfect collab for him. You know what I'm saying? But even without him, it was still great.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you about that. Alrighty. The next track we got is Heaven or Hell. He still carried on that conscious tradition from the Black Magic album on this track right here too, you know what I'm saying? This one right here was a pretty dope track. Another one of my favorites off this album. You know what I'm saying? It's nice that they actually like did a more serious song and everything like that too. So I love it.
I remember this song being in the New York Undercover episode too. And
Yes.
it was dope, and it had like a message song, and like I said, like this the dance song mix is even better. You know what I'm saying? But this was definitely a good record for them. There's a video for this as well. The next track is Big Shot, track 9. Guess we're just busy.
Damn, I forgot I muted my mic. My fault. We all had that happen before. But yeah, next chart is Big Shot. Self-explanatory. That song is pretty much just talking about clout chasers and motherfuckers who just like to front like they got it all, but they ain't really got shit. You know what I'm saying? They also mentioned like AIDS, the AIDS epidemic on this track too. More on that later and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this was a pretty solid song. Not one of my favorites, but pretty solid.
I like the beat for this. This beat was banging, bass line. It's not a standout record, but it's definitely like it's a joint that I like on here.
Yeah, respect. All right, next song is what's the next song? Sexy Noises Turn Me On. Again, another self-explanatory song and stuff like that too. Ironically, this was produced by Salt. And then ironically and shit like that too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just them talking about how they like a good orgasm and shit like that too, you know what I'm saying? So we all been there and stuff like that too. So yeah, this one right here was a pretty cool song.
I feel like they were definitely in the mood when they were doing this album. You know, is this it has like a quiet storm, feel to the record, and mixed with like some reggae, and it's real sensual. It's real sensual, sexy track by them, and it was cool. But just by like a lot of these songs, they were definitely feeling some type of way making this record.
She wanted that trench though. That's the thing. Pepper wanted that trench.
Yeah, but what about Salt and Spin? They were definitely feeling some type of way on this album.
Right, because by that time her and Herbie done called it quits by that time and shit.
Right.
All right. Next song is called Summertime Man. This was another dope track right here. I love the beat to this one right here too. You know what I'm saying? This was pretty much this was No Scrubs before No Scrubs, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Um Summertime Man is pretty much like it's just another word for a tramp, a male hoe and stuff like that too, but at the same time a male hoe that really ain't got shit. So yeah, this was a pretty fire track. I like this one. Very underrated.
It had a there was a West Coast sound to this. It had like a real gangster bounce. You know, the horn arrangements on here, and yeah, I mean, they were just basically talking about like a guy that sometimes he's around, sometimes he's not, and I don't know if I would have called it "Summertime Man." I just I just thought it deserve another title for the record, but
I
it was good.
yeah, definitely a banging track. I after Summertime Man, we got Break of Dawn. Again, probably the more lyrical track on this album and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers had a song called Break of Dawn and shit
Yeah,
like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, this one right here was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I definitely felt like they all did their thing on this one. You know, Pepper definitely proved a star. I feel like Pepper was the MVP of this album. I feel
mm.
like she definitely was an MVP of this album. So I like this track. This one was a pretty good track.
What? Who had the best Break the Dawn song now? That was it. De La? Was it Salt and Pepper? Was it LL Cool
Oh,
J? LL?
yes.
I don't know.
That,
I love
that, that.
I love the LL. Now see, I think that battle track is his best battle track. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But Break of Dawn from De La, that's my joint.
yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like
on for
I don't know.
Jackson.
I'm gonna tell you, like the was it the Ripper's
Fuck.
back or whatever. That was okay. I still feel like Cannabis beat him with second round knockout, but to the
Oh
Break of
yeah,
Dawn now, that's a battle track that nobody mentions when it comes to LL, and I think that was a classic battle record.
exactly. The fact that he dissed three MCs in different verses,
Right.
no one was doing shit like that before. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yes.
But yeah, De La Soul's Break of Dawn. That's another favorite of mine. I love that record and shit like that too. But I was gonna. But if I had to pick LL Cool J's best battle record, I'm gonna definitely go with Jack the Ripper, the one with Kumo D.
Okay.
Just the way he started off like Milky, and I'm back. Like it was a braggadocio song, but it was a diss track at the same time too. That's one thing I loved about the LL Cool J and Kumo D battle because rappers like when these days when rappers throw a diss track, it's just they just go straight to the dissing and everything like that. Motherfuckers like them back in the day, they would just talk how nice they are on the mic while still throwing shots at you. You know what I'm saying? But
This nigga said LL was yelling. What? He
on which song?
he's not used to that. He used to hearing little Bow Wow and shit. So LL was not yelling on that song. I don't know what you was listening to.
I think he's talking about the Ripple track Fat.
No, he was talking about to the Break of Dawn. He wasn't yelling on that track.
Hell no.
That was just the hard ass battle rap.
He said Cannabis this was better. I don't know about all that though.
I think
But I
Cannabis
respect
beat him with that one song. With that one
you
song,
do.
99% of your friends with high heels. That's all I needed to hear. Beat him with that one
Thank
song. But they were
you. And LL,
blackballing Cannabis because he was the rookie on the block at that time.
and LL said 99% of your fans don't even exist.
Right. Little Bow Wow don't do hard shit like that. So you wouldn't understand.
I don't ever know like
The audacity of him to even sample a New Edition record. Man.
Motherfucker trying to
This
impress
was
us. Nigga trying to impress us with his breath controller and shit like that.
oh my god.
Like boy bye. I don't ever
And to think T.R. ghost wrote for him, like that must have been some quick cash for T.R.
Hell yeah.
Man.
And the last song on this album is called I Got AIDS. So they added this album off very bleakly, if you ask me. It's like a PSA. There's this girl pretty much calling her boyfriend, talking about you gave me AIDS and everything like that too. You should get checked out. And the nigga's just in denial, talking about nah, I ain't getting checked out and shit like that too. I'm thinking to myself, y'all was so sexual on this whole album. Y'all wanted to end up down like this. I'm
Right.
like, okay,
It's too
fuck
late
it,
for
all
that.
right.
Shit, bro. It's
I
kind of
not
too late. it's kind of too late when they talking about Shoop and Waterman, and then you get to the last. The last, it's not even a song. It's like a PSA to end the album with.
Like a Tyler Perry play skit, like right here. And shit.
Right. I'm like, you get me hot and horny, and now you want to talk about you got AIDS? Like, it's too late for that.
Definitely.
I didn't think. I think if anything, that should have been the opener or something. I don't think they should have ended the album with a PSA announcement. Or at
Yeah,
least make it
definitely.
into a song. There was no song. I felt like I'm listening to like All My Children or some shit on here. Like, what is this? Yeah.
I was just waiting for it to be continued and shit.
Right? They never gave us a continuation of like what happened. Did they die or what?
Probably. Nigga did. All right. But other than that, this is a very, very, very dope album from Salt-N-Pepa. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like this album is my second favorite album. A lot of people might call it their best album, depending on who you ask. This is definitely their most commercial album. You know, this was a highest selling album to date and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely believe that this album really, really, really solidified them as the legend that they are currently and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they all did their thing on this record. You know what I'm saying? If Black Magic is pretty much, you know, talking about safe sex. Very Necessary is talking about how you can have sex responsibly and be proud of your sexual reputation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give this album a 4.5 out of 5. I definitely feel like it's a very, very, very great album and everything like that too. Yeah, man. And like I said before, they recently re-released this album on streaming for the 30th anniversary and stuff like that too. So y'all can check that out. But yeah, man. The next album, brand new. Like I said, I've never heard that joint before, so definitely can't wait for that. That's gonna be next Sunday. So yeah,
This was a good album. They were definitely horny as shit on this album. They were looking great in their videos, and they were in the prime of their career with this album, and a lot of great songs came from it. Shoop and What a Man and None of Your Business, and it was great. It was definitely their most mainstream album, and they got a lot of accolades and recognition for it, and I definitely can give it 4.5. The only thing I didn't like was the PSA at the end of the album, because I feel like it took away the momentum, and you end off with a soap opera type of story that could have been the first or somewhere in the middle, in the beginning of the album, and or at least make it an interlude. I don't think it should have been like a full track, but I think the album was definitely solid, and I'm gonna give it 4.5.
yeah, definitely. All right. I'm actually gonna end this off right here because, like I said before, I'm trying to watch a few things tonight, and this is actually one of the few nights I have some free time, so I'm trying to utilize that. Um, we got an interesting week for reviews this week. So Tuesday at 11 o'clock, we're going to talk about Soul to Soul with their Club Classic Volume 1 album. An album that I really can't wait to talk about. Ashley's going to join us for that one too. Keep on moving back to life. I mean,
Yes.
oh my God. Well, that might be one of my favorite. Next to Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation, that's actually my favorite R&B album of '89. Not even going to hold y'all. Wednesday, we're going to do Busta Rhymes' recent album Blockbuster at midnight.
That's a trash review. Remember to say that, because it wasn't good. I'm already saying it. It's not a good album.
I haven't heard it, but after seeing the production and the tracklet and the guest appearance, I'm like, yeah, Busta. This might be the first trash review we did, but which already going to be a trash review.
Yep.
Thursday, we're going to do the New Edition Christmas album and shit like that too.
Oh,
Kicking out Christmas right. You know what I'm saying? So can't wait for that. And then Saturday is Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz with Collie Grove. That's gonna be at 5 p.m. on Saturday and shit like that. You good on that time?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Also, next week I do plan on talking about DuckTales on the
Oh,
channel and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
So Ray Sean, Ashley, I know Ashley's gonna probably join us and shit like that. I just have to see a schedule. But yeah, 80s cartoons and shit like that too. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to talk about that. Also, the week after next week, I'm thinking Laverne and Shirley. I'm thinking about doing that one and shit like that too.
Wow.
Making our dreams come true, huh? You know. Hmm, definitely. Okay. All right. So you guys have anything to say before we head out?
Nope. Not right now.
Um, yeah. Be on the lookout for Best Buy Out and About um video. That would be sometime next week. And that's about it for right now.
Yes, sir. All right. What about you, Try?
Nah, not this week. Not
Oh,
yet.
yeah. I'm gonna try to go to Lashia's channel tomorrow if I have some time and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to console after this ass whooping she got tomorrow. So you know, I
Definitely.
haven't seen the Eagles get their ass whooped like that in a long time. So it was great for a Giants fan to see that, and I was loving it. I hope they get their ass beat again next week against Dallas. You know,
Well, I know that excited you a lot. So
it did. I was happy.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was kind of happy too. I like the
Right.
Eagles.
Yeah.
At the time, they kind of over me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
you like that. Other
I
than
might
that,
I might show up
hope you
tomorrow
all
just to
have a very
wear
wonderful.
my Giants hat. You know what I'm saying? I might just show up in my Giants hat tomorrow and troll our ass. You know, just to be evil.
That's gonna be funny.
Yep.
She gonna look at you all side eyeing and shit like that too.
I know. Yeah, she might not let me on. She might block me, but who knows?
Oh God.
All right. So I hope y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
All right. Peace, Mike.
Peace, try. Peace out, y'all.